Do you know what to do against a skilled knife attacker? I thought about making this video and I was like, how do I teach people that a skilled knife fighter is something you don't want to mess with? Because against a skilled knife fighter, unless you got a gun and unless you got time to pull out your gun, you don't got a lot of time at all. And you probably are going to want to live at the end of the day. So that means that you should probably do some cardio and get good at running. I know there's some of you out there that say, you know, I can't run. Well, then you better goddamn well train martial arts. In the martial arts or in the self-defense world, we have to learn how the offense is going to come in so we can learn how to hopefully learn some defense with it. So some basic ideas is they're going to stab. If a stab is successful, they're going to try and slash out. If a slash is successful, they're going to try and stab in. Now, if the attacker is good enough at getting their left hand involved, there's not a lot that you can do here. You're gonna bleed and you're gonna bleed a lot. So making sure that you understand that knowing first aid is very important, especially if you're gonna be training Filipino martial arts. When we're actually looking at making the slashes though, everybody always talks about like cutting into the certain areas and making sure to get the stabs into the right places. Yes, I agree with that, but I'm also not gonna teach you guys how to murder somebody as efficiently as possible. That's a different channel or a private lesson. So what I am gonna do though is give you the concepts. Remember, if from the other videos, if you watch, if he's trying to get a hold of this, that's why the stabbing motion needs to change and I need to get into like a slashing motion, right? Because if I'm feeding in here, he reaches, I can see that maybe I can switch sides. One rule of thumb that I like to teach my students is when you're attacking on his left side of the body or from the right side of mine, is to make those slashes come in with the palm down. It's the strongest structurally. Straight in, you're probably doing a whole bunch of cutting at home. We want to be thinking of this, and this is where my Blint walk comes in. Blint walk angle 6 is coming into the same side over here, whether it be high or low. You can change the numbers. I don't really care. If you notice, my palm is up. I also do that so it gets in between the ribs and not stuck into the ribs. So I'm coming, palm down right side, palm up on this side. Slashes, I'm just cutting open. I'm cutting on my angles down. Whenever I hold my knife like this, I don't like doing upward cuts. It's just weak structurally. If I'm here and I'm coming up here, it just doesn't feel right. If I want to make power cuts, I want to cut down. I want to cut down. I want to slash across and slash across. When you are training with your partner though, if Eric just steps forward, is I want him to feel the cut. Okay, and I mean that in the nicest way. This is my biggest pet peeve. Ooh, I gotcha. Ooh, I gotcha. You're just hitting with the tip, and the tip never does the job. So we need the base. This is kind of where your hilt would be on your knife. I want to be putting the blade as close to that hilt as possible and driving into him. See, he doesn't like that. Leaves a perfect mark on his nice shirt. Here, same idea. When I'm thrusting, it's not a little thrust. It's thrusting so I know how it goes into the body. Obviously, don't start cutting people. What you want to be doing is training on like dead pigs, right? And carcasses and whatever you can get your hands on. But the idea is just feeling what that's like. Because not a lot of us like to do that kind of thing, this is where you can just get a trainer and feel what that's like. I think it's very important that on a self-defense basis, you know what that pressure is going to feel like when it's cutting into you, because your body's going to do different things. Everybody says hollow out, but you put a knife in there, he's going to hollow out naturally. So if we get the left hand involved, if I'm cutting here and he goes to defend it, right now I'm here, I'm just wrapping that around and cutting in. Now I can pin and now I can finish the job, right? But he's going to resist. So he starts resisting and now I just keep cutting. So let's talk about some footwork that I absolutely love in Filipino martial arts. The V step, okay? I'm stepping in and stepping here. So if I'm stabbing to this side, palm down, I come to this side, palm up. I come to this side, slash angle 1. Come to this side, slash angle 2. Those are my favorite movements because that's what's going to match the structure. I'm touching, my power is in my hip rotation, just like my punching. I'm here, I'm throwing my punch. I'm here, I'm throwing my punch. It all ties in to be the same stuff. Now, in Wing Chun Kung Fu, they do an opposite triangle, right? So their triangle is step in. Step together, step out, step in from your dummy form. So very similar idea, almost like an upside down triangle. In Filipino martial arts, we call it a reverse V step, right? So we have our V step, then we have a reverse V step, but notice how they step forward with this. I like keeping a wide base, especially when I have him trapped in the in the corner here, so that our triangles are matched. So now I can do my slashes. I can stab and slash as I step out. Stab, slash. I can slash and stab as I enter. Slash and stab as I enter. I'm always trying to get my live hand here. Notice how I'm keeping it to me. I'm not saying left hand, I'm saying live hand. Okay, in Filipino martial arts, we call it the live hand. Lots of different reasons. Why reason I like it is it keeps you alive, right? It's helping to keep them away. If I'm trying to push, I'm here. But in Filipino martial arts, if his hands are up, right, and he's defending, I can rip that down and cut. I can use it, just keep defending, please. He's defending, I'm just cutting. And notice how that left hand is always there. Now let's bring the left hand into the face. Here it's hitting, defend, defend, right? He's defending, now he's getting hit. I'm just confusing his body again and again and again. There is nothing that's going to be easy here, okay? I thought about making this video and I was like, how do I teach people that a skilled knife fighter is something you don't want to mess with? If they're intent on murdering you, like I said, you're gonna bleed a whole bunch. So train some Filipino martial arts. Get comfortable with the knife. Get comfortable with dealing with it. Pressure test your stuff. Is this gonna work? Is this not gonna work? We see a lot of like funky drills out there, like the U drill or the tappy tappy drill. You're building sensitivity. You're doing a lot of great things. Fantastic, train it. But then pressure test it and see what aspects of that is actually going to work in combat. Because being able to turn your body and move it, you are protecting your center. You are protecting your golden egg. But nothing's perfect, guys. And the realism of this is 95% of us don't train martial arts. You like watching the videos, you like learning from the video, and you're like, oh, hey, that's cool. Hopefully I remember that one day. Well, if you're not gonna go out to a martial arts dojo, or you're not gonna train in a seminar that I teach or something like that, then at least train the stuff that I'm putting on the videos at home and just play with your partner and play with your friends or whatever. You have to do something, because against a skilled knife fighter, unless you got a gun and unless you got time to pull out your gun, you don't got a lot of time at all. And you probably are gonna wanna live at the end of the day. So that means that you should probably do some cardio and get good at running. I know there's some of you out there that say, you know, I can't run. Well, then you better goddamn well train martial arts, right? Don't have an excuse for that, right? I shouldn't run. My back is all messed up. I know I could run to safety, but tomorrow I'm gonna pay for it for sure. But at least that day, I got home safe to my family because I choose to run. I don't choose to fight. If I can avoid this situation, I avoid it. If I get surprise attack, hopefully my training kicks in enough that I can defend myself so I'm not bleeding a whole bunch, but I'm gonna bleed, and I know I'm gonna bleed, so I'm mentally preparing for that. But don't think you're better than you are. And you only know that if you pressure test, so go out there and train your ass off.
Body.
Thanks for watching the video. You're obviously very dedicated towards your practice of self-defense, but there's only so much that you can learn from a quick couple-minute videos, and this is why the Budo brothers and I spent some serious time and effort and put together a very, very high-quality product available on budobrothers.com. It covers all the ranges of martial arts and everything that you need to do in order to be better at your self-defense. But what it also does is it walks you through how to train it by yourself, how to train it with a partner, so that you're actually building the skills and the attributes needed for self-defense. Yes, watching the quick videos and the shorts can do a lot, but if you really want to take a deep dive and learn a lot about self-defense, this is why we made this course for you. So make sure you train your ass off. Stay safe.